It is here, Apple's M1 Max chip. That is right, it is here, it is in the studio. I had purchased it. I went for the 16-inch monster. I wanted all the goodness. I wanted that phenomenal battery. I mean, I love my 16-inch MacBook Pro that I have right now. But what I don't like about it is the battery dies so quickly. If you take it off the charger, you might be able to get 3.5 hours of use without it being plugged in. That doesn't really feel very mobile. It definitely isn't going to get you through a whole day of work. So when I saw Apple was coming out with an amazing battery that was going to be in an M1 16-inch MacBook Pro with an all-day battery, I knew that there was no way that I could pass it up. So let's dig into it. But before I rip it open, I just want to go ahead and review. I did go ahead and probably spec this out a little more than I needed, but I wanted to max it out and see the actual true potential of this device. We went for the 64 gigs of RAM. What do I need that many gigs of RAM for? I use Parallels in addition to the Mac operating system on my computers. So I need to have Windows working on Parallels, very RAM hungry programs there. So for me, I gotta have the max RAM. I gotta have as much RAM as I can. So that's what I went for, and you only get one shot with it with Apple. You can't upgrade it or change it out later down the road. It's basically what you buy is what you get these days. This is the 10 core with 8 terabytes of storage. I also maxed it out. I keep a lot of data with me everywhere I go, editing videos and all that stuff. As you probably know, if you are a creator watching this, those video files fill up your computer really quick. I like to be able to keep mine with me wherever I go. And the other super exciting part that we're about to get into right now is the return of Magsafe. On top of the return of Magsafe, they also returned a lot of those missing ports on the side of the computer because they replaced it and they went to this all dongle method, which I'm sure was great for Apple and third-party accessory makers producing all these dongles all over the place, but it was kind of a pain in the butt. It was like when you get a computer, it was kind of a pain in the butt. When you get a computer, you like to be able to use it and connect all of your things to it. But with Apple, you have to get connectors in order to connect your stuff to it. So the return of Magsafe and the return of ports is telling me that Apple is actually listening to its Pro users, because this is a MacBook Pro. It says it in the title, MacBook Pro. So this is a pro device. It is made for people that work, that use, that create, that are pro power users. That is anyone who needs their computer in order to get a job done. Someone who needs to travel and have access to all the latest and greatest technology at their fingertips. That is what a MacBook Pro is all about. Without further ado, I've talked way too much. Let's rip this thing open. All right, so here it is. One thing I will tell you, just the box in itself, this is a heavy device. So is the current 16-inch MacBook Pro, but I think this one might be a little bit heavier. It definitely feels heavier. So looks about the same size. Oof. Feels completely different in my hand. So let's go ahead and just explore the contents of the box really quick. We have a new charger. This is something completely new, which is a pain in the butt, which means I only have one charger now. Before, my chargers were kind of interchangeable on the USB-Cs for a while. I'm not sure if a USB-C would charge this. I am going to test that out because I'm a little curious. So here is the new Magsafe charger. Not really like the old Magsafe charger, but looks like it, other than it is a Magsafe and now USB-C. So there we go. So what I really like what Apple is doing here is they are staying consistent with the theme. They have this rope going on, same type of charger cable that's kind of familiar with the new 24-inch iMacs, the M1s of course, and this is a 40-watt charger, and I don't know if this falls into the category of a fast charger, I'm not really too sure, but it definitely is bigger than the other chargers that we've seen in the past from Apple, and 140 watts is pretty quick. I don't think any other charger out there on an Apple device has that. So, but this is specifically USB-C with the MagSafe technology. So use it with caution and use it only where appropriate. So let's go ahead and look at the design and what's changed on this 16-inch MacBook Pro. So, first thing that just pops out to me like crazy is go ahead and look at that. It actually has MacBook, it's like etched, engraved in there. It looks really good. You see that? It looks expensive. This is Apple's latest and greatest screen with the XDR technology. This is the screen that everyone was going crazy about over a couple years ago. I personally have never had a chance to use one. Do you see that? Do you see? You can put an SD card, a USB-C, and an HDMI. Oh, and then over here, you've got your headphones, 2 more USB-Cs, and the MagSafe. So we're getting like a USB-C times 3, and then we're getting the HDMI dedicated, MagSafe power cord dedicated, headphone jack completely dedicated, and an SD card. I don't need any other dongles unless I need to get hardwired internet. Then I need a dongle. But if I don't and I want to stay on Wi-Fi, which there's some Wi-Fis that are pretty amazing right now, then this is just perfect. Whew. Oh. It's getting a little hot in the studio. I'm a little excited. That was a pretty quick little startup. I just came out of the box. Hello, let's talk, let's be friends. The screen looks pretty amazing. Okay, wow. So here it is in all of her glory. 16 inch.
English is the main language. Press the return key.
Did that just do that? So this is gonna take some time to set up and to enjoy and to love, but I am willing to put the time into this relationship. I am willing to do the work to make sure that me and you are together for a very long time, at least 2 years, because that's how often I get new MacBook Pros, 2 years. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Thank you for sharing this excitement with me. Thank you for being part of this wonderful, beautiful display. I'm so excited. I feel like this was the only way I could get the XDR display, or I could afford it. But it's amazing. I love it. I like the new form factor. I like that it's different enough to make me feel like, hey, this is actually an upgrade. This is actually something different. It's just not the same shell with some more RAM. So really glad Apple is sticking to the 16-inch. There are people like me who like to have big screens and they like to have them portable. If you like what you saw today, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe, like, and drop me a comment. Till next time, for the love of tech, namaste.